woman was horrified to discover that her daughter's teacher was actually a classmate she had bullied as a child. The moment their eyes met, the teacher secretly placed a pair of scissors behind the daughter's back to provoke the mother. At the same time, the daughter glanced at her mother. The woman had no choice but to force a smile and say hello. After class, Emma stormed over to confront her and bluntly pointed out that Chloe, the girl she'd once trampled on, had actually become a teacher. But Chloe didn't dwell on the past. Instead, she kept talking about Emma's daughter, wondering if the girl would grow up to use a curling iron to burn people. Emma flew into a rage the moment she heard this. After berating her for a few moments, she turned to leave. But the very next second, Emma received a message in the private group chat reserved exclusively for their bully circle. It said that their high school homeroom teacher had suddenly passed away the day before. This made her realize that Chloe's plan for revenge had already begun, and her first target for revenge was that heartless homeroom teacher. As a bystander, he had witnessed the entire truth of the bullying. Yet, in exchange for an expensive watch, he had dismissed the bullying as just friendly teasing. Just as Chloe had submitted her withdrawal application back then, the teacher had begun beating her in front of everyone. That day, Chloe took the initiative to pay him a visit. Upon hearing that familiar name, the teacher froze in his tracks. What he never could have imagined was that she had actually known his son for over 10 years. It was clear that Chloe had come to seek revenge on him. Chloe then handed him a bouquet of lilies. But the man, highly allergic to pollen, instinctively covered his mouth and nose. Just as Chloe mentioned that expensive watch, the man suddenly flew into a rage and began hurling the flowers at her over and over again. Chloe's purpose was to bring up the bullying incident from all those years ago. Seeing the crowd growing larger outside, the son immediately shoved his father into the house. Chloe then declared she would report the truth to the Department of Education. Upon hearing this, the son merely clenched the flowers in his hand tightly, as if he had made up his mind about something. That same night, the son locked his father inside the house with a room full of flowers. For the sake of his own career and future, he would not allow the scandal from over a decade ago to be made public. He then took off the expensive watch his father had given him and watched helplessly as his father collapsed from the severe allergic reaction. After hearing Chloe's account of what happened, Emma remained as arrogant as ever. But this only made Chloe feel even more exhilarated because her revenge had only just begun. On the way back, Emma finally lost it, flipped her cigarette butt to the ground, and screamed at the top of her lungs. The very next day, she went to the principal, hoping to have Chloe transferred. But to Emma's surprise, Chloe was someone personally recommended by the chairman of the school himself. In fact, as early as half a year ago, Chloe had set her sights on the position of homeroom teacher for Emma's daughter. She had decided to go straight after the school's owner. Every day, she would collect trash from the chairman's home, trying to find clues she could use to blackmail him. Finally, after half a year of gathering evidence, she managed to piece together a shredded will. But the beneficiary of the will wasn't a blood relative, but rather someone with no relation to him at all. To gather more useful information, Chloe went to the chairman's house once again. But just then, someone called out to her from behind.